Well, good morning everyone. It is currently Friday, May 30th, and we are headed up to go on our girls' little camping trip. So since last year we ended up actually finishing every single state park in Wisconsin, Veronica this year chose Tahquamenon State Park in the UP. So yeah, we're just slowly getting things ready and everything. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a drive. We got a few stops along the way. It's going to be got an interesting itinerary plans. So it's going to be good. Well, it took a little bit, but we finally got everything in the car. What, took an hour or so, Veronica? It's 6:30.
My watch is still saying good morning.
That's funny. But yeah, it's 6:30 right now, right? Yeah, it took a good hour. Yeah, it took a good hour for us to get everything. And Mom's still getting everything. So.
You found it.
But finding the last few things. And two crazy dogs back there. So we're actually going to go ahead to a place not too far from here called JoJo's Diner. Really good little small town place. So gonna stop there, and then we are going to make our way to Fayette State Historic Park. Historic State Park? Something like that. Hey everyone, so our plan was to go to Fayette Historic State Park, which we're thinking of still doing, and then we're going to go to Kitchikippy. Well, we got to Lafayette, and lesson for double checking bliss, I forgot batteries for my camera gear. So I dropped Mom, Veronica, and all the gear off at Tahquamenon Falls, so I'll show you when I get back or tomorrow what our campsite looks like. But now my amazing boyfriend, as amazing as he is, he's meeting me halfway. So grabbing what I need, and yes, he's being amazing. So yeah, like I said, lesson learned. Yes, you have a checklist, but double and triple check, and don't pack on 2 hours of sleep. So, alright. I'll catch you guys later, but yeah. Our plan was what it was, and we're doing good. Well, good morning. I planned to show you a little bit the campsite yesterday and everything, but it's windy here. Yes, I know you. Someone's whining over there. So I'll show you a little bit later. Got some of it set up. Might put some tarps up or something to help block the wind. Don't know how much that's going to do, but it's windy today. So yeah, I finally got my camera batteries, thanks to Kevin. Thank you. But yeah, slowly working on Mom to get going. It's about 40 degrees. Feels like 33 because of the wind. So yeah, gorgeous morning though. I just wish it was a little less windy, you know. So alright. Well, I had a tarp up for a little bit. It got really gusty now. Middle of making breakfast. Let me show you. Let's see. Yeah, hold on. Stand by. Making taters, sausage, egg scramble mix. And yeah, Mom's keeping the bacon in her pocket. I'm the only one warm and comfortable now. They are still freezing their butts off. I mean, it's actually quite nice right now. Windy, gusty, but.
Someone make sure this doesn't fall over or whatnot.
Just leave it.
Quick run and watch this.
All right, I gotta go. Well, you can hear those two in the background. They're trying to sort something out. We're eating in the car on the run because, yeah, it's probably 15 plus mile an hour winds. I think it's supposed to get up to 20 mats, so anywhere between 15 and 20, of course. So we are currently on our way, as soon as they figure stuff out, as we eat, to Crisp Point Lighthouse. So it's a cute little lighthouse. The the way to get there, you're not supposed to use your GPS. So, because you can use your GPS, but it's going to take you on these ATV roads and stuff like that, and you don't want to go on that. There are actual roads, but it's easier if the directions you have, you follow through the website they have. So, I'll probably link it up. I don't know. We'll see what I can do. But yeah, so we'll see you on the road. As you can hear a whiny girl behind me. She wants this. She's not getting this. Well, we have made it to
You know how I'm
Crisp
gonna walk?
Point Lighthouse.
Then I combine
It was a very fun drive.
No, it wasn't.
He's not happy with me right now.
My
Yes,
daughter don't know how to drive in sand.
I do. You just don't like it because you're passenger. Yeah. Passenger princess over here doesn't like the fact that I'm driving, so I got a steering wheel and it's going just fine. She, on the other hand, is doing, doing, doing.
Well, it's also the road. The
Well,
road
yeah,
was-
yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, it's a couple rocks here and there, but, like, 90% of it's going to be sand. Yeah. So, we're going to enjoy.
Let's just say sometimes my chest was in my head.
So, all right. We're going to enjoy ourselves here. I'll show you around a little bit. And, yeah. Here you go. Crisp Point Lighthouse is a 58-foot tall tower attached to a service building. Along with the life-saving station, there was a 2-family brick light-keeping dwelling with a basement, brick fog signal building, oil house, 2 frame barns, boathouse and landing, trimway, lighthouse tower, and service room entrance. In 1941, the lighthouse was entirely automated. U.S. Coast Guard destroyed all but the tower and service rooms in 1965. In the years following, several ships sank and wandering lost people perished who could have been helped by the facilities destroyed and closed. One of these incidents includes the sinking of the Edmund Fitzgerald in November of 1975, about 18 miles northeast of Crisp Point. Oh, that was a bit of a climb. Alright, now let's go check out the other side. I gotta go through this little tiny hole, so. Man, that wind is cold. A little perilous walking around, trying to hold on as the wind tries to blow you over and off. Alright, I'm gonna make my way down. It's gonna be a long climb. So, one of the things I said I was going to do is I'm going to start laying down facts. So, I got a few facts about this place. It stands between Whitefish Point and Grand Maris. As you saw, the drive is rugged, so kind of need all-terrain vehicles and stuff like that. It was built in 1875 and put into service in 1876. Originally a life-saving station, got the name Crisp Point after one of the light station keepers, who was also an iron-willed boatman, aka resolute in their decision. A few other things. 1896, Lighthouse plans were drawn and approved in 1902, and it was opened May 5th, 1904. In 1933, the property was actually decommissioned by the U.S. Coast Guard. And in 96, the service room, hold on. Raina! Someone wants to go by your sister. But in 96, the service room was destroyed due to storm erosion. As you can tell, it's windy, it's wavy. So 97 was actually labeled one of the most endangered lighthouses in the world by Lighthouse Digest. So that's like a magazine for lighthouse enthusiasts. There's a historic society that actually works really hard to help preserve this stuff. And they actually, the way it looks right now is actually all because of them. All the boardwalk, everything. They've worked really hard to restore it, and the people that donate to them. So, oh my gosh, someone's keep pulling my damn thing. So yeah, they actually, let's see. Historic Society worked hard to raise money and restore Lighthouse. They received an annual achievement award in 2000. So, I mean, as you see, I mean, this lighthouse it truly is incredible. So, someone really wants to see your sister. But yeah, really cool. The climb up is very tight. I barely fit through with the backpack. So, but yeah. All right, our next stop is actually going to be Shipwreck Museum. It's going to be really cool. We had to get tickets in order to get to it, but it's going to be a little bit of drive because that dirt road is something. It's like I said, mostly sand with a little bit of gravel on it. So, all right, we'll catch you on the next stop and on the road. Well, we have made it to the Shipwreck Museum. It's on Whitefish Point. It's technically a light station still a little bit. It can actually the museum contains world-class exhibits that tell a haunting story of the Lake Superior wrecks. There's a lot. I think nearly 200 shipwrecks have been documented in the vicinity, hence the name Shipwreck Cove. Actually, the most famous artifacts at this museum is the bell from the wreck of the SS Edmund Fitzgerald, which sank during a pretty powerful storm in November in 1975. So we're gonna go check out the museum. We'll take the doggos around a little bit, but for the most part, go in the building, check it out. We'll see what happens. So as soon as Mother decides if she's ready or not, we'll get going. So Veronica, are you excited to see this museum?
Hold on.
Oh, apparently she's out the door.
I'm going to come over to that side, so hold on.
Okay.
Well, you can't leave it run that
Well,
long.
you know I'm videoing, all right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. All right. Veronica, now that you made it over this side, what are you excited to see here?
Well, I just overheard where you said what it was of, and I was hearing about that at the other place.
Okay.
About the shipwreck, so.
Yep. Actually, that's another reason why the Chris Point Lighthouse is where it was, because there are a lot of shipwrecks over there too. So, yeah.
I'm curious what I'll see in regards to that is what I'm saying.
I don't know. Like I said, this is the actual museum because, again, over 200 at least in this corner. There's a huge shelf. So, all right.
That's what we were seeing on our way.
No, it could have been a sandbar too. Yeah, we saw something in the water. So, all right, we'll get going. Out of the many artifacts that are recovered from various shipwrecks along the coast, one of the most famous is the bell from the Edmund Fitzgerald. It is a 200-pound bronze bell that was recovered July 4th, 1994, and it's on display in the museum as a memorial to her lost crew.
The SS Edmund Fitzgerald is one of the most famous shipwrecks in the area. The Fitzgerald was a 729-foot carrier ship and was the largest ship on the Great Lakes until 1971. Its last voyage was in November of 1975 when she was transporting a load of taconite from Superior to Detroit. Not long after leaving the dock, it was joined by the SS Arthur M. Anderson, and the two stayed in radio contact throughout the trip. During this time, there was a storm brewing that they were well aware of and modified their course across Lake Superior to adjust. On November 10, 1975, at about 7 p.m., the Anderson saw two huge waves headed towards the Fitzgerald and lost communication with them shortly after. The Fitzgerald lost her entire crew of 29 men 17 miles northwest of Whitefish Point Station and Museum. All this information and more can be found on the Shipwreck Museum website. Whitefish Point Light Station, which was constructed in 1861 during Abraham Lincoln's administration, is the oldest active lighthouse on Lake Superior. The structure replaced a tower built in 1849 that couldn't withstand the winds. The Lookout Tower, built in 1923, is a 24-hour watch during shipping season and was abandoned in 1955 before it moved to its current location and was restored. There is a fog signal building that was built in 1923 to replace the original that was destroyed in the 35 storm and is used as a ground maintenance facility currently. Lightkeeper's Quarters, a two-story building built in 1861, housed Coast Guard personnel until 1970. In 1996, it was restored to the 1920 era condition with period furnishings, descriptive panels, exhibits, and artifacts that you are seeing now. There is a crew quarters, a two-story building that has been moved repeatedly throughout its history and was restored in the 2000s, currently for overnight stays. There is also a surf boat house built in 1923 that was moved to its present location in 1950s, restored in 2001, and there is a full-size replica B.B. McLean 26-foot surf boat and historic exhibits. Assistant U.S. Coast Guard Chief Quarters, a two-story building built in 1925 for the light station chief and family. The first floor is used as a theater that shows a video about the SS Edmund Fitzgerald. Well, we ended Shipwreck about maybe half an hour ago. We toured the buildings. It was really cool. Wouldn't you say, Veronica?
Yep.
Yeah. So now that we're back at Tahquamenon Falls, I figured I'd give you a few little tidbit facts about Tahquamenon. So it's actually pronounced Tahquamenon. I'll put that on the screen. But yeah, Tahquamenon, it actually has several different meanings. One theory attributes it to the Ojibwe word for the word waters, amber brown color. Another for the dark berry or place of the blueberry swamps. And yet another word for the Tahquamenon that was written on the Jesuit map in roughly 1671. So the Jesuit map was one of the French explorers, I believe that came and explored everything, wrote everything down. So it is actually the second largest state park in Michigan with well over 46,000 acres.
there are 2 waterfalls, which we'll probably go see not tomorrow, but the next day. There's the Upper Falls and Lower Falls. The Upper Falls is absolutely gorgeous. And Lower Falls it's pretty. It's got a couple of different cascades. It's a total of 5 different ones. And there's even a small little rocky outcropping island. The falls actually drop about 15 to 20 feet. So the main falls, it is actually the second most voluminous waterfall in the eastern U.S. Niagara Falls being the first, of course. The Upper Falls is about 200 feet across and drops nearly 50 feet. It's insane. You can actually walk across it. Not that I would, but I've actually seen plenty of people walk across it during the summer months and that. And apparently locals, because the waterfalls are generally that brown color, because it goes through the swamps and that on its way here, they like to call it Root Beer Falls. Right? I'm like, that's a kind of cool name. So, but yeah, just a few facts of Tahquamenon, since we're staying at the park, and let's explore it another day. Probably Monday. So we are actually in the process of making dinner. Well, Mom is making it while we're just lazing about. Minute steak, mashed potatoes, and I'm going to make some buns again. So it's still super windy. It's gusting up to like 15-20 mile an hour. So definitely a little bit of fun. But alright, I suppose I better get up and start helping. Video on fire. So as we're standing here, you know, cleaning stuff up because we're gonna go somewhere. I'll tell you in a second. I look out in the water and I see something swimming. Could be a beaver, could be an otter. Of course, you know, by the time I got something that I could actually see out there with, it ducked under and disappeared. So we're not sure what it was, right, Veronica?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Keep looking, I have not seen it.
Yeah, we also haven't seen it again. So, like, I brought my 600 lens with, and I'm like, okay, well, if anything, I'll use it for looking, because the otters might be on Mackinac Island tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. But, yeah. So, definitely a little bit of fun around here. So, right now, we are actually getting stuff packed up because we're going to go look for Uperlite. So, if you don't know what Uperlite is, it's found all along the UP area. Not all along, but mostly we're along the UP, where Lake Superior is. Yes.
I wanted to add, the lady that told me about them said it's a newer thing that they discovered and is popular at the moment.
Yeah, it is actually really, really popular. There's actually a Facebook group on it and everything, page and that. So, in order to find it, you take a UV light and you shine it over rocks. So it needs to be a little bit darker, kind of like how it is now. So we're gonna go look for that. And I don't think I'm going to get my night photography because, damn, that wind keeps blowing stuff in. So, alright, we're going to get going in a second. Is it easier to watch the other one follows you?
Well, she tried that time. She was trying to help that time. She thought I was pulling her. Nope.
So, how's the untangling going, Veronica?
It's working. Nope, wonder. Good girl. Aspen's starting to understand. Nope. Sister, not so much. Aspen's being a good girl.
Well, we lucked out on finding the Uperlite, but I think I'll probably get some interesting photos in here. We found some interesting stuff. Obviously, various garbage goals, like a bottle cap, like a beer cap or a bottle and stuff like that. Otherwise, we're thinking sap, maybe
lichen of sorts, moss lichen, something like that. But yeah, it was fun. I had definitely had the brightest UV light, so that was interesting. But alright, we're gonna get going. It's gonna get cold tonight again. Gotta get up early because we are going to Mackinac Island in the morning. So see y'all in the morning. Well, good morning, everyone. Beautiful sunrise we had, and we have made it to St. Ignace, Michigan. So we are going to be hopping on the Shipwreck ferry, headed to Mackinac Island. So Mackinac Island is an island that measures about 4 square miles, and it's more than 400 years old. Before the Europeans, the island was considered sacred to the Anishinaabe people for centuries. Before it actually was a state park, it was a second national park for a brief moment, about 3 years after Yellowstone, because of the Fort Mackinac in the area. Some U.S. soldiers on the island. It was actually, Fort Mackinac was decommissioned in the 1890s and was handed over to the state of Michigan, becoming the state's first state park. And over 82% of the island we're going to is a state park. So the island is the scene of historic medical breakthroughs, such as the father of gastric physiology. It's also home to the world's largest port, the Grand Hotels, which hopefully we're going to be able to see, which is actually visible from the ferry ride, that's kind of cool. It is a 660 feet long and was built in the 1890s. So Mackinac Island actually means the place of the great turtle, or the Michilimackinac to the Anishinaabe people. And it actually was the center of the fur trade in the 1800s. And I got a whiny dog behind me. So, alright. A few numbers, actually, Veronica finds this very fascinating. Right, Veronica? These numbers? The ones I'm about to read off.
I guess
so. There are 600 horses that work on the island each year because cars are not allowed. So we can't take a car there. It's bicycles only. It is 3.8 square miles of land and over 70 miles of trails in the state park. It's about a 16-minute ferry ride, and we're going to do 25 because we're going to go under the Mighty Mack, so that's going to be fun. There are 30 planes arriving or departing each day, 45 restaurants with outdoor seating. It's 76 years of celebrating the Lilac Festival, which is something that they're really big for. Fort Mackinac was established in 1780. So that's how long the state park in that area has been there. We're going to enjoy the historic Fort Mackinac. There are 14 original buildings that were stored in the fort. And the oldest golf course on the place, it was built in 1898. It's the Washkamole Golf Course. It's the oldest in the state, I think even in the United States too. There are 1,400 bikes for rent on the island because it's car free. And there are over 500 full-time residents, so that's actually kind of cool for a small little island like that. So we're going to finish, get ready, and then we're going to take it off. So, interesting facts, Veronica, huh?
Yeah.
All right. I'll see you on the ferry. Mackinac Bridge, or Mighty Mack, is currently the 7th longest suspension bridge in the world by total suspended length, and the longest suspension bridge in the Western Hemisphere. The bridge opened to traffic on November 1st, 1957.
Well, we have made it to Mackinac Island. So, Veronica, what do you think?
It's pretty here.
Yeah. So, we are slowly making our way to Grand Island. So, it's kind of cool. There's absolutely... Oh, hold on, lady. Absolutely no vehicles on the island. Whole bunch of bicycles. They even got a sign saying bike parking only. So, all right. Well, after a little bit of lunch at the Mighty Mac Hamburger, which wasn't half bad, one of the few dog places around here that have patios in the back and that. So we are climbing slowly to Fort Mackinac. So we'll show you a little bit once we get out there. But here, let me show you the view right now.
Mackinac Island is riddled with history, starting as early as the 1600s from the French explorers. Fort Mackinac itself, from 1779 to 81, the garrison and fur trade community moved to the Tahquamenon to Mackinac Island. In 1783, Mackinac Island ended up becoming a part of the United States, and in 1875, Mackinac became a national park that was established. In 1895, the fort was closed, and the national park actually ended up becoming a state park.
I mean, it's too windy to really be talking. we made it back from the Mackinac Island. It was a absolute blast. It truly was. Don't you think, Mother?
Yes, it was good.
So, water's coming back. We're a little rough because of the waves. So, but yeah, we enjoyed stuff. We got to see a good chunk of what we wanted to see. Not everything, but you know, as soon as you can go back. So, all right, Mother dear, with your head net on, what do you think of Mackinac Island?
I wish I could have walked it decently, but I liked it. I wish I could have.
I mean, they had mobility scooters, but like I said, I think you needed an actual proof.
Well, I don't think they were that bad. I could have. But I don't think I would have gotten up the hill
With
to
the
the
pin.
fort.
Yeah. Veronica.
The place that I went for the pin wasn't there, and a lot of people were coming.
Explain the pin.
Well, you know the pin. It's like a
was-
first-time guest
it-
pin.
It was the first time guest pin that a lady designed.
It was a Mackinac Island lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, and going to
The
I don't remember
information
the
center.
exact name. It's Visitor Center, but it's the one at the end of the road.
The,
And
the main visitor center.
they don't know about it, but they had heard tons of people asking.
Okay.
So
So otherwise,
they don't know.
as of
but
now-
they don't know if others know.
as of now, what's your thoughts on Mackinac Island? Go back at some point?
Oh, yeah.
I want to see
wish
the other things.
If my knee ever gets fixed, yeah, I'd
And as
love
much
to.
as I love them, maybe without them.
Oh.
So we can
I even want to take
experience some of the stuff they couldn't go.
Yeah.
I even want to do the the horse wagon taxi.
Yeah, we have to do that without the doggos.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That I'd love to. If you love horses, that is.
And I want to go to that pizza place.
Okay.
It smells so good.
Right? Yeah, it really was a blast. Yeah, I found this thing on Facebook. I'm pretty sure in the Mackinac Visitors Bureau or something like that. They shared something to, hey, you go there, you get a first-time pin, you know, with your name on it and everything. I'm like, that's cool. Well, at least I'm not the only one that saw it because a bunch of other people were going there. But as you can probably tell, the wind has died down a little bit, so it's quite nice.
Now we deal with the mosquitoes.
Yes, not now that the mosquitoes are coming because we're on the water. But yeah, so our game plan tonight is making pudgy pies, and we got a good fire going. Well, took a little bit to find the fire. So we got here, you know, just relaxed a little bit before we decided to go something. I realized we don't have enough bread for pudgy pies tonight, French toast tomorrow, and sandwiches tomorrow. So we went for a run. And in that run, I picked up some Liney Kugel beer, and which, I mean, we're in the UP, so I don't get my normal slotted cup, but that's fine. Some bread and a few other things. But then we get back, and we're going to go get some firewood. The firewood says, sorry, not working right now. So go to the entrance where you check in. Go to the check-in. Sorry, we're closed. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I will in a second. So, yeah. So the machine we went to, so in the UP, they have these wood kiosks, basically. You put that cash in, or you swipe your debit credit card, and it's $6 in a wrapped bundle of, I don't know, maybe 6-7 slices of wood fall down, and you take it out and repeat. So, yeah, didn't find that. Had to drive down the road probably a good 10 minutes. Found a place, firewood, not bad, but stuff seems to be burning pretty good, but yeah. So we're gonna relax, get the fire going, and then yeah, we'll get some pudgy pies going.
Good morning, everyone. So we just finished our breakfast a little bit ago. It was French toast and bacon. Mom said this was the fastest she's cooked it because it was so hot. So it could be just the way they have their fire or whatever, because it's a raised fire. So we'll see. They're cleaning up the dishes. I'm finishing my coffee here. But yeah, we are headed over to Sault Ste. Marie because we are going to check out the Soo Locks and then probably explore Tahquamenon. Don't know what else is going to go on, but those are the two that are for sure what we want to do. So we'll catch you when we're on the road or whatever. So, like I said, we are going to Sault Ste. Marie, and like I've been doing, little tidbit facts. So, there are two sides of Sault Ste. Marie. There's the Ontario side in Canada, and then there's the U.S. side. In Ontario, it was incorporated as a city in 1912. The history of it dates back to the 1600s. It's an international port of entry to the U.S. and an important destination for businesses, trade, and travel, known as being the friendliest city in Algoma in the Canadian area. In the U.S. side, well, I mean, the whole thing is kind of everything, but I mean, on the U.S. side, well, all of it, sorry, mosquito. Over 2,000 years of Native American, the Sioux began gathering. Mosquito's driving me nuts right now.
It goes by the window getting
I know. Sioux began gathering here as because of the wealth of fish and fur. All right, hold on, pause. So the Native American actually called the area a wedding or the gathering place. So in the 1600s, French missionaries and the Jesuit and fur traders began to venture here. Traders began calling the wild area the Soo de Gaston. So traders, in 1668, the legendary Jesuit missionary and explorer French Jacques Marquette renamed the city settlement after Sault Ste. Marie in honor of the Virgin Mary. The first city in the Greater Lakes region. Dispute about the meaning of the word Sioux. Many translate the word jump referring to the place where one needs to jump or put in the St. Mary River. It refers to the treacherous rapids and cascades that fall about 21 feet from the level of Lake Superior to the level of the lower lakes. It is the oldest city in Michigan and among one of the oldest cities in the U.S. because, you know, when the French were exploring and everything, it's one of the main cities that they started. There's also several sovereign nation flags that have flown over the Sioux throughout the years. So, I don't know what we're going to do when we get over there, but we'll check out the Soo Locks. I'll show you those. It's actually a lot of really interesting history because they've been built several times and it took quite a bit of building. Because originally it was, like I said, the Cascades, and they still have the original Cascade, so they had to reroute and everything. Huge engineering feat. So, Veronica, you ready to explore the Sault Ste. Marie and the Soo Locks?
Yeah.
Do you know what the Soo Locks are?
No, can you tell me?
I guess we'll find out. And I guess some whiny one wants to go too. The Soo Locks have a very rich history. In 1797, the New Western Fur Company constructed and navigated lock 38 feet long on the Canadian side of the river for small boats. It remained until it was destroyed in the War of 1812. After an act was passed in 1852 to build a lock permitting waterborne commerce between Lake Superior and the other Great Lakes. The Fairbanks Scale Company had extensive mining interests in the UP, undertook the challenge of construction in 1853. A system of 2 locks, each in tandem and 350 feet long, were constructed and completed by 1855, then turned over to the state and designated as the State Lock. The federal government ended up taking control in 1870, and they created and completed the largest lock in the Western Hemisphere by 1968.
right there? Yeah, right.
Well, after a bit of a drive, only about an hour or so, we made it to the upper falls of Tahquamenon. So we're going to explore this, then we're going to head to the lower falls, and then probably back at camp. So.
The fall's color comes from the river flowing through cedar and hemlock swamp. Upriver, and the tannins from plants and bark leach into the water, giving it the color. The area around the river and fall has a rich history with the Ojibwe.
Well, that was a bit of an adventure. Hold on. So, okay, fine, mosquitoes. Then we also got the biting flies and the gnats. Bugs are really crazy today, and it's warm. So we didn't think anything of it, you know, because we haven't really need bug sprays over at camp. So yeah, a little bit up, and I didn't get to take as many photos as I wanted, but it is what it is. But you good there, Veronica?
Maybe.
Little bit up.
Little one started panting now. That's when you know
Oh.
it's hot.
Yeah, it's about 78 degrees here, so we're just waiting for the mom because we couldn't stay any longer and wait for her because we were getting bit up. So, all right. We're going to check out the lower falls, and we're going to make sure we definitely put on some spray now. Yeah. Well, we're going to go do the lower falls. Veronica, tell us why we've decided not to.
I was outside getting dogs water type thing, and nothing but the flies
Deer
swarming
flies.
around me. I put the, what's it called?
DEET.
DEET on me, on my hat I did and whatnot, and they're still swarming all over, so.
Yeah, that's bad.
Deer
done.
flies.
Yeah, that's really
Deer flies are
bad.
worse.
I mean, I know my DEET is a little old, but I mean, it should still work a small amount, you know? Don't you think, Mom?
Yes.
Yeah. So, we're not going to risk it if it's this buggy. I don't know what we're going to do if we go back to camp and it's bad. So, I guess we're going to find out, don't you think?
There were also people with the nets over their heads.
Yeah, a
we
couple
saw.
people we saw with head nets on, so it's bad. So, all right. We're going to scratch this one. I've seen it before. They've seen it before. It's not bad. You know, but the big falls is the main one. So, yeah. See you at camp.
Tape them.
I will need two because this one hanging behind here is sticking up right.
Beaver. Couldn't get phone up fast enough. He came right by here. Well, good morning. It's about 6:45 a.m. here. Mom and Veronica are still sleeping, so that's not very good. I might wake them up in a few minutes. I'm slowly, obviously, getting the fire going. Got to get my breakfast going. Got to get stuff packed up. About maybe halfway packed up in the car. Only so much you can do with the dogs laying on everything. So, yeah. I'm gonna slowly get going here, and then we're gonna be out of here. My goal is to get out of here by 9-10 o'clock. We'll see what I can do with those two.
Well, they're up. Mom's had her breakfast. I ate extra stuff, and fire's burning down. So we are slowly packing up. We're getting there. They're working on the tent. So let me show you. So this is our view. The beautiful view we had. Aspen arena, picnic table, my car, that, and their tent. My tent was right about here, but they're working on theirs. Hopefully in the next, I don't know, 20 minutes we should be out of here. So as soon as they get their tent down, it should go quickly. So, crossing my fingers. Well, we have everything packed up finally. It all fit in there quite nicely. We are actually headed to Lafayette's Historic State Park. We were going to hit there on the way up until I realized I didn't have camera batteries. So, what?
Sorry.
Oh, so a few little facts about Lafayette Historic Park. It was actually chosen in 1867 for the town of Fayette, which it still exists, kind of, by the general manager, Fayette Brown of Jackson Iron Company in Cleveland, Ohio, for a smelting operation. They do iron smelting. In its heyday, about 500 residents called it home, and they produced nearly 230,000 tons of the best pig iron ingots for the county. Pig iron was an important step in the manufacturing process. So the iron ingots, or large rods that they produced, were a product of blast furnaces that could be refined into finished iron and steel products like swords, musket parts, such as barrows, and flintlock components. The surrounding bluffs by Lafayette were used to purify the molten iron, and the hardwood trees gave access for the charcoal needed to heat the furnaces. I think the surrounding bluffs were actually limestone. It was labeled one of the best places to buy pig iron for the Great Lakes steel mills, and in 1891 it became a ghost town as new methods for doing iron were developed in that. So yeah, it didn't last very long as a city. So few buildings are there right now. So, you ready, Veronica?
Yeah, I am gonna take a video of the windmills on our way there, by the way.
Okay, yeah, there are a whole bunch of
turbines.
Huge wind turbines there. So, all right. Mom's almost back from the bathroom, so we're gonna get going.
In the town of Fayette, there was a cornet band, baseball team, horse racing track, school, post office, doctor office, hotel, and company stores. In 1959, it was acquired by the state of Michigan and labeled a historic town. Over 20 historic buildings were restored and created to make the walkable outdoor museum you see today.
was a little bit of fun walk around. So the next little bit that we're going to go to is going to be the Peshtigo Fire Museum. It's a place that Veronica wanted to go. It's actually a very prominent fire.
I know that. She's told me enough about that one.
Okay. On the night of between October 9th and 10th in 1871, the fire destroyed in 2 hours a swath of forest 10 miles wide and 40 miles long, obliterating the towns of Peshtigo and Brussels, killing 1,152 people, and approximately 350 are believed dead. Another 1,500 were seriously injured, and at least 3,000 were homeless. There were more than 280,000 acres burned in Oconto, Manitowoc, and Outagamie counties. The property loss is estimated conservatively at about $5 million, and I think that's nowadays. And it doesn't include the $2 million in valuable trees, saplings, and scorns of animals. The Peshtigo, where we're going to be going, where the museum is, that was actually hit worse. It was undergoing an unparalleled drought, and the citizens had become used to the smell of ashes and thought nothing was amiss when they retired for the night. When the fire hit, many people actually ran towards the river, and some took cover in basements. 75 people remained in a boarding house, and they died that way. A number of dead is, like I said, estimated from 500 to 800 in Peshtigo alone. Only 2 buildings stood in Peshtigo after the fire. And a little interesting fact, the heavy iron fire engine was melted, but it didn't scorch the paint on the wood 2 feet away from it. And in Door County, another 128 people died from this same fire. So what was that fact you wanted to add?
I wanted to say there was another town that was completely wiped.
Which one was that?
I can't remember. It's a long W name.
Okay, well, hopefully they have it in the museum.
And I also wanted to say it is on record the largest fire in human history.
Yeah. So that's one of some of the few reasons we're going to go there. So we'll show you when we get there. Well, after a very long day, I've made it home. Mom and Veronica are on their way home. Car is unpacked. I got a lot of stuff to go through. But yeah, it was, honestly, despite the wind and the bitter cold, it was a pretty good trip. So I think they're all pretty happy. They enjoyed the trip too. So one spot we didn't get to was Kitchikippy, but it's alright. So, but yeah, it's been a fun one. I gotta quickly unpack because in about a week and a half-ish, I'm headed up to Aurora again. This time, it's gonna be fun. We're going cross island, so I hope I get this video out in time. If not, it's gonna take me a little bit because I got back-to-back stuff. I got back-to-back photography stuff to go through, so I got a lot of stuff to do in the next week and a half, including go to work. Not that I want to go to work. But, alright. Well, until next time.